Today we're going to find out if squirrel-proof bird feeders actually work, and this is the Squirrel Buster Plus from Brome. And they sent this over for us to test out, and I'm really excited to see if it actually keeps squirrels away. So Brome is kind of known for their squirrel-proof products, and they also have lifetime care, which is like lifetime warranty basically. So hopefully it is sturdy and it actually does keep the squirrels away. They have a bunch of pictures of native bird species on here, which is always nice to see. But let's get it open, and then we're gonna test it out in the field. It says it pays for itself in saved seed. So that is UV stabilized, weight adjusted, chew proof, no tools. Oh, it has seed ventilation, which means it helps prevent the seeds from getting like moisture stuck in there and then mold happening. So it looks like when a squirrel jumps on it, that it closes the seed ports. So if anything really heavy goes on there, it would probably close the ports as well. But it says it's truly squirrel proof. So let's open it up and see what we have going on. So this is our feeder. So this is the system here where if it gets weighted, then the ports close. Cool. So this is plastic, it feels like.
Turns out that it's actually not plastic, but a special material called rocks resin, which is chew-proof. It's also recommended that the feeder has an 18-inch clearance on all sides to make sure that the squirrels put all their weight on the feeder, ensuring that it closes properly.
So that's how that works. And then let's check this stuff out. I think this is like the ring that goes around it. Yeah, so you put this together and then put this for like, you know, the perch setup basically. And they have all their instruction manuals, the guarantees. There's a little bird feeder watch from Project Feeder Watch from Cornell, which is cool. Looks like they're maybe a sponsor of the project. Then it has a couple more things from Brome. But I'm gonna take the packaging off. We'll put this on, fill it with seed, and then we'll see how it works. I feel like with a really nice squirrel-proof setup, you probably wouldn't see any squirrels on it at all. But maybe just to see if it actually is squirrel-proof, we'll test it normal, and then we'll put it really low to the ground where squirrels can get on it, and we'll see if they're able to eat anything. So in the packet of stuff, they have this really nice assembly guide. So it actually has a load of useful instructions in here. And there's different settings, so you can set this for different size birds. So like if you want larger birds on, you can make it take more to close this up. So that's a nice setting that you can adjust. And it does have cleaning instructions, attaching, you know, the cardinal ring on there, which looks like it's optional, so you don't necessarily need that, but I think it's nice to allow like cardinals perch on there and stuff. Yeah, the spring system is interesting. This is cool. I'm excited to try it out. So we basically have it all set up. So we just have to fill it. We'll fill it, test it as just a regular feeder, and then we'll let the squirrels go on it and see how it works.
I filled the feeder with seed and found a good place to hang it up. I got our feeder filled all the way up, and it takes a lot of seeds. That's nice. It's a big reservoir to fill up, and it looks pretty cool now that we have all the seed in it. I am a little concerned that this is a little too light because I feel like it just takes a little pressure for me to close it. So maybe I'm just underestimating how light birds are, that they'll be able to perch on here and not have it closed, but we can change kind of the sensitivity of it if that is the case. So we'll have to see, you know, how that works if we have to make it a little less sensitive. So I think squirrels probably could jump to this, so we'll see if they try and if it prevents them from feeding. I love squirrels, I just don't like them stealing seed from the feeder. If they want to feed on the ground, that's totally cool. I like having them around, but it is frustrating when they chew up a feeder and steal all your seed. So we'll leave this out for a bit and see how it works. Almost immediately, birds started coming to the feeder, including a Baltimore oriole, which was interesting because they rarely ever come to seed feeders. The sensitivity seemed appropriate for the larger birds, and their weight didn't close the ports. So I had a camera out watching the feeder, and we already got some birds. So there were house finches on it. Seemed like they really liked it. There was a female brown-headed cowbird, which, you know, similar size to a cardinal, maybe slightly smaller, and that didn't trigger the weight to get too low so they couldn't feed. So seems like that might be a good setting. Maybe the birds are just way lighter than I was expecting. But seems like everything's going well. No squirrels have tried to go on it. So I'm gonna head out for the day. We're gonna leave it up and see how it does, and hopefully we can see some squirrels trying to go on it. I left the feeder out for a while, and the birds continued to enjoy it. However, I didn't see any squirrels trying to use it, so I made it a little easier for them to try. So we've had our feeder out for a while, and as far as I know, there have actually been no squirrels on it, but I'm not out here all the time to supervise. And I think it's been doing really well. I've seen a lot of birds using it, but I actually want to try to have some squirrels try to use it so we can see how that works. So I'm gonna move it down lower and actually make it easier for the squirrels and the chipmunks to try to feed from it, and we'll see how this device works for keeping them out. But I would never actually recommend anyone do this because you want to keep your feeder in as good a shape as possible, but I think for this test we need to try and see. And I have a little motion detection camera that we're going to leave out, so hopefully it'll detect anytime a squirrel or chipmunk tries to eat from this feeder. Initially the squirrels seemed cautious, but eventually one did try to eat from the feeder, and the ports closed successfully, working just like it was supposed to. Additionally, a raccoon showed up, which was a little more tactful in getting seeds out with its paws, but also became disinterested after a few minutes. So we did have a squirrel try to feed from the feeder, and it worked exactly like it was supposed to. It put its weight on, it closed it so it wasn't able to feed, and then it moved away from the area. So that's exactly what you want. We also had a raccoon try to feed from it at night too, which is like your feeder's worst nightmare. Raccoons, or like bears, are even worse, but raccoons will destroy feeders. He was a little more tactful. He was actually big enough where he could look in and he didn't need to put his paws on the bar, so he was just trying to reach in, but he even got kind of disinterested and it didn't cause any damage. So that's awesome. I'm gonna put the feeder back to its regular height and continue to let the birds enjoy it. But the Squirrel Buster feeder, it does work. Really cool to try out. I'm glad we got to see it in action. The birds seem to really enjoy it. So thanks so much to Brome for sending. Make sure to check out their other products as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding.